This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good evening. This is Suresh here.
Good evening.
Yeah, good
Good
evening guys. Good evening guys.
Good
Good evening
evening,
Ananda.
Suresh.
Yeah, good evening guys. Okay, so guys, in our sessions on last week, so we just had our introduction into success factors. So what are the systems that we see in success factors, the instance system, the provisioning system, about that. And later on, we even discussed about the activate methodology, the success factors implementation methodology. That is the activate methodology is what we have been looking at. And then at the end of the session on Friday, we even saw on the day one of your project, whenever you start your project on your day one, the way how you start your activities. So what is the first activity that we are required to carry out? That is to access the customer system. So the way we have to raise a request to the official SAP backend support, and the way how we get the access to the customer's provisioning system. Once we get the access to the customer's provisioning system, the sequence of basic activations, what we are required to do in the provisioning system, all this stuff is what we have been looking at in our last three sessions in last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And in our sessions from today, we are going to look towards the basic success factors platform specific configurations. That's before entering into any specific module for handling the success factors platform. So the way how the look and feel of this system looks like on this very first page, when we log into the success factors in this home page, whatever you are seeing these tiles and blocks, so how can we customize this as per the customer requirements, email notifications, permissioning in success factors, all that various things is what we'll be looking at in our next minimum four sessions. We'll be having all these things. Okay, so in our session today, so whenever we get logged into the success factors instance system for the first time, now we logged into the instance. In this, the first page that we see is the home page, the landing page or the home page that you see here. So how can we customize this as per the customer's requirement? So what are all the customization capabilities that we have on the screen at a consultant level? Okay, so what are all these blocks, the square shaped, rectangular shaped, different blocks that we see on the screen now? What are all this? All this home page design is what we'll first take up in our today's session. Okay, so before we get into that, if anybody has any specific questions on the previous week topics, that might be with respect to the day one activities, like the way how you get the access to the customer's provisioning system, or the activate methodology, the important websites, the modules and success factors, systems of success factors. If anybody has any questions, we can discuss, else we can get into the today's content. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, Jitu here.
Yeah, Jitu, please.
Yeah, before we start, just a quick question. So, like concentration, okay? If we need to still understand a little more, FAQs about, the systems or etc. Is there any portal of SuccessFactor or any other site where we can navigate?
Sorry, can you come again? What's that? For which
Like,
portal?
apart from the sessions that you are going to provide us, okay? Is there anything else, like, any learning materials, etc., that we can look at some websites or any other learning materials which can be used for our future purpose? Because we may forget whatever, let's say 50% if we forget, it will not be useful. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, so basically each and every topic wise, whatever we are discussing, Mr. Jitu, so you will be receiving the documentation, okay, step by step, each and every topic level, you will be definitely getting the documents for preparation. That will be introduction to master level topics or employee central, each and every config activity, the complete success factor standard implementation guide documents, everything I'll be sharing you on a phase wise. So if I send all the documents at once and if I dump on you, so participants doesn't understand which document to refer at which phase of the learning. So that's why phase by phase, topic wise, based on the flow of the topics, I'll be sharing you the documents. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Perfect.
Suresh,
Yes,
Swarnalata.
please. Go ahead.
Suresh, how we will be getting this page? Like for SAP, if you want to get into this HR system, we'll be having some servers and we'll be giving client name, user ID, and password. So for this, how?
So I just logged in front of you. I just shown you the login. So whenever we have the URL, SuccessFactors, as I told you, it's a complete web-based system. The way how you access your LinkedIn, Facebook, all these services, similar way SuccessFactors is a service. Okay, you just access this through a browser with an internet connection. That's it. So for every customer, there will be a specific URL of that particular project. With that, they log in, and in that login page, the credentials, whatever are given for the respective user, with that they can log in. Okay, so this URL ID password is what that will be given to each and every employee. Whenever you log in, this is the first page that you see as the home page.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Suresh. Thank you.
perfect. So guys, excuse me. Yeah. So guys, to get started, the first topic now we'll be looking at is this home page setup. So what does this home page? What are all the various things that we are having on this page? In that regard, the very first section on this home page is called a to-do section. So to-do section is the one that will basically give you the list of pending items for the logged in user. So whether the person who has logged into the system is a general employee, or he's a reporting manager, or he's a HOD, or even a CEO, whatever are the pending approval items that this person has from respective different modules, that might be from employee central, recruitment, performance, from any module, all that pending workflow items what this person has to approve and close will appear in this to-do list. So for every module you have one separate block that comes up. For all the performance module related, you will have them here. For all the recruiting module related, you will have them here. And for all the employee central related, you get them here in the name of approve requests. Okay. Similarly, if there are any other modules like compensation management, learning management, all module related to-do items will come here one by one in a separate block. And here in this, say example, recruiting approval, I'm having one item pending. If I close this, if I approve this and if I close this tile will automatically disappear. So these to-do section level, each and every block is what that will be dynamically appearing whenever you have some pending items from that respective module. If you don't have anything completely or closing all these 21 approvals that are on your inbox, this to-do section will completely disappear. New section will be the first section that you see. So to-do section is completely dynamic in nature based on the number of pending items that you have from any module that this section will appear. Okay, and then each and every block, whatever I'm referring here is a block, the square shaped items and the rectangular shaped items, all these are called as tiles, guys. We use this terminology
Suresh,
as,
I have a question.
please.
Yeah, my name is Rupa. The thing you mentioned just now that if nothing is there for doing, it won't be there as a tile on your home page, right?
Exactly. The only I'm
And
speaking
what
about
if
the first section. I'm just speaking
what?
about only the first section. The
Yeah,
to-do
to do,
section
I got it. But
will be,
what if I want to see my past performance review? How will I go and see it?
definitely we have that specific contents. We'll slowly come to that level, Rupa. So let us first concentrate on this home page level. So we have the respective folders for the goals, for the performance. So respective module related historic items, if we are required to go, we have the specific areas and we'll navigate there and we can definitely find the historic things.
Fine,
Okay.
Suresh. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is about, yeah, so the terminology I'm saying, right? Sorry. So each and every square shaped and rectangular shaped block that you see on this page, guys, is called as a tile. Okay, tile. So these tiles are grouped under different sections. News as a section, my info, my team. Like this, we have different sections. The home page is all divided into different sections. In each section, you have different kinds of tiles. So these tiles are acting as the shortcut links to the internal parts of the system, and they act as the fingertip access to various data analytics. So you have a shortcut link when you click on this time off as a tile. it will take you to your leave application page. It's a quick link redirection action. This careers as a tab, if you click on it, whatever are the existing job openings in your company, it will redirect you to that recruiting related page. And these styles are the interactive data analytics about the employees. Example, this is a HOD opened this, his department level, or if it's a manager, his team level. Like that, you can get your data analytics on your team, department, or a complete organizational level accordingly. So this way, the home page tiles act as the quick links to the different internal parts of the system and some fingertip access to the data analytics at a team level, department level, and all, and even some pending items that will be appearing on the to-do list for the approvals that are to be closed here. So this way we have the home page with various tiles. And before we look into the configuration as a consultant, what we can configure on this home page, let us see what an end user can actually do here. In that regard, guys, so sections, by the time when anybody any user logs into the system for the first time, they see these sections, the tiles under that sections, all this. So an end user can choose the placement of these tiles. Say example, he want this careers as a tile on the first place, he can just drag and drop it. End user has this functionality of rearranging the tiles on his home page, but within only one single section. Say example, this careers as a tile, or a time off as a tile, quick links as a tile, anything, I can drag and drop it within this section. I can place it anywhere. But if I want to completely bring it to another section, so from this my information, if I want to put it under my team completely, if I want to drag it down, it doesn't stay here. It goes back to their respective place again. It will not stay here in the wherever I want to place it, it will not stay. So that is within a section you can drag and drop it and change the placement, but a tile which is dedicated under one section, it will be under within that same section. We can't change the section of it. So at end user level, one thing they can do is rearrange the placement of the tiles within a section, but not into another section. This is one thing. And one more thing is on the right hand top corner, the place where you have the current logged in users photograph, a small icon thumbnail will be appearing here. So when you click on this, you have something called as personalized homepage. Okay, personalized homepage. So this personalizing homepage is nothing but you can decide on your homepage what tiles to be present, what tiles not to be present. The way in your mobile screen, the way you decide what widgets to be present, what widgets not to be present, like the clock as a widget, weather as a widget. So different widgets we normally have on our mobile phone screens, right? So we choose what are required, what are not required. Similar way, in this using this personalized homepage, each and every individual employee will have an option to choose what are required, what are not required, guys. So when we click on this personalized homepage here, it will open up a tile catalog as a page. Tile catalog is something, it will show you some tiles which are already present in the front end and few more tiles which are currently not present on the front end, but that can be added if the end user wants to have them. So careers, timesheet, the Thrive index, quick links, which are highlighted already, are already appearing on the front end. Some pending requests, mobile application, give feedback, community, few things are not currently added. If I want, I can get it added onto the front end. So if I just click on this, I can have this option, add this to the front end, add this style to the group. Similarly, if I don't want this Thrive index as a thing, I can just deselect this. So like this, the end user has a choice of the default tiles which are already appearing on the front end that can be removed, and there are also few more additional tiles. If he wants to have them added, he can add them. Like this, the end user has a choice. Each and every individual can design his home page how it should look like, what tiles to be appearing, what not to appearing. So if I do some changes on this, this is going to reflect only on my login. It's not going to reflect the other employees in the company. It's my own setting. So that way, end users can make a selection and deselection of tiles, and they can choose what all they want to see on their home page here. That's it. They need not even have to click on any save button or anything. Just select, deselect. Finally, if you refresh the screen, so one which you deselected will be removed from the screen, which you added will be coming onto the screen. So here pending request is something that we just now added. There used to be something called as Thrive index that got removed from this place. This Thrive index got removed, pending request got added. That is the way. So these are the couple of things what an end user can do on his home page. He can drag and drop and select the placement of his tiles within the existing sections and completely choose which tiles to be present, which tiles not to be present on his home page using this personalized homepage option on the right hand top corner using this. So these are the only two things what an end user will have an option. Now coming into the consultant. Now we as a consultant for in any customer system, what can we design? How can we customize this is what all that is possible under a page called as manage home page. So there is one config page for handling this home page setup. So if you in the top search area, if you just search with the keyword as home page, you get this option called as manage home page generator. Manage home page. So this is a place which will be obviously accessible only by we the consultants who are working on the project, but not the end users in the company. If I say example, if success factors we are implementing for Coca-Cola Beverages Limited, if that is our customer, the employee side and the customer side after the go live, nobody will have access this. Only we as a consultants during the configuration time, we will access these things. Okay. So in this manage homepage, this is a place where all that sections what you're seeing on the homepage, news as a section, my information as a section, my team, all these sections are listed. In each and every section, what are all the tiles that we have? So some tiles what we are seeing already in the front end, and few tiles additionally what we are seeing here in this tile catalog, everything are listed here. All these tiles against each and every section, whatever are the tiles, you have all of those listed here. Okay, so here in this place, in this page, actually you have three different tabs, guys. Default, repository, or not used. Here on the top you can find it, default, repository, and not used. So those tiles which you are seeing by default whenever you log in into the system, by default whatever are the tiles that are appearing to any end user are those that are listed here under default tab. Under repository as a tab, you will find again few more tiles here under repository. These are the tiles which will appear only when you go under this tile catalog. You go to this personalized homepage. So those additional tiles, whatever you are seeing here, these are those tiles which are segregated under repository tab. So these are not by default appearing, but they are under a repository where end user can choose whenever he wants, he can add them. And there is also one more tab called as not used. Any tile that is the customer has decided not to use it, either it's not default and user also should not be having an opportunity to select it later also. Completely we are discarding this set of tiles we don't want to be used in our organization. That things can be kept under not used. So how do we move the tiles between these three tabs is that, so you have against every tile you have this option called as, so under move to, if it is already under not used, you get the option to move it to the default or the repository, first or the second one. If it's something which is already under the second one called repository level, you will get the option to move it to the first and the third one, default or not used. Like that, any tile which is present in one place will get the option to move it to the other two places. Okay, where based on the modules that we are activating in this system, if the customer has taken the license for say 3 modules, employee central, performance management, recruiting management, kind of, that module specific tiles will be basically coming here in the system, guys. So which tiles, which modules are activated, that module specific various tiles will be pre-delivered by success factors, which to be used, which not to be used. Under those used, which are default, which are under repository, we can decide based on our requirement gathering with the customer. And apart from this, obviously we can even also create some custom tiles. We'll also look at that in this today's now itself, how to create some custom tiles altogether based on the customer requirements also. We'll see it now. But let us first understand how can we administrate these standard tiles. What all options we have on the standard tiles we'll first look into. Then we'll also go for creating a complete custom tiles on the home page as well. So in that regard, guys, so here in the default tab, you have some, say under this section, there are 2 tiles. So first thing is move to is an option. We understood how to switch between these tabs. As a consultant, we can place it, and removable by user as yes or no, we have an option. That is, so now any tile, the users are able to remove them. If they don't want to have it on the home page, they are able to remove them by just selecting it. They can deselect it from the home page, right? But if a customer says that this particular tile, I don't want any user to remove it from the front end, it should definitely be on the home page of every user. They should not get the option to remove it. Then I'll keep this removable by user as no. If I mark it as no, that particular tile will not appear in this tile catalog at all. Even when I go under this personalized homepage, that tile will not appear here. If it is appearing here, I'll get the option to remove and add it and all. But if I select it as removable by user, it will not appear in the tile catalog tab at all. That is an advantage. That is with removable by user. And then, so any particular tile, if you want to change the place, so this quick links, which is under my information, if I want to place it under news, as an end user, I can't do it.
Can you repeat once again?
Sorry.
Regarding how to remove, tile.
So any tile, if you don't want on your home page, I told you, right? When we go under
Yes.
this personalized page, we can just remove it by deselecting it. Get this? So this
How?
option of removable by user, the user is able to remove it. If you don't want it, he can remove it. So if a customer says that that option should not be given to the end user, so this tile, the end user should not have an option to remove it, then I'll mark it as no. If we keep this removable by user as no, that end users will not have an option to remove this tile from this page. So that particular tile will not even appear under this tile catalog. It is under the home page, but it will not appear here under the tile catalog. If there is anything present here, you will be able to deselect. If it is not even present here under personalized home page, you can't deselect it, right? So that is what the
Where you
functionality
selected no?
by user.
Suresh, where you selected no?
Are you able to see my screen, Swarnalata? I'm showing here.
Yes, I logged into my phone actually.
Okay, Swarnalata, then please don't disturb the session. You need a brighter view. Okay, try to log in into the laptop. Okay.
Sorry, Suresh.
Removable by user is the one that you here on my screen. I'm clearly showing. We have an option to set as yes and no. Okay. If it is set to no, users will not get that particular tile to be removed from the tile catalog page. They will not even see that particular tile, so that they cannot remove it eventually. Okay.
Okay.
And then now here we have this quick link style. Say example, if you want to reposition it within this section, you are able to do it. But to place it completely under a different section, so from this move links, oh, I'm on this page, one second. Okay, so if it is completely, if you want to change the place of this style from one section to the other section, you are not able to do it. But here under this select section, the consultant level, we have an option to change the placement of it. So which is currently under something under news section. If you want to move it to a my information section or my team, my data, like that, whatever are other sections on the home page, we can even do that. The consultant level, they can change the placement of a section, the placement of a tile between the sections. So if I just choose it as my information, this business beyond bias as one tile, it will just get removed from this. So it is only one present now. Previously it used to be two. Now under my information, at the ending it will appear. Business beyond bias started appearing under this. If I wanted to send it back to the news section, I'll again select it as news. It will get removed here and it will again come back and appear here. That is the way the consultant can choose which tile should appear under which section like this. Okay, so this is the way we have few options that we can handle with respect to the standard tiles which are pre-delivered by SuccessFactors, under which section a tile should be, and should that be displayed on the default home page, or it should be under the repository that the end user can choose later, or it should be removable by user or not removable by user. These are the 4 to 5 options what we have at the standard tiles level. And on top of it, now you have some sections. So you have news as a section.
Suresh,
you have information as a section. Yeah, Parul?
Hi, Suresh. Parul here. Can you just explain once, just briefly, what repository, difference between repository and default was? Just once, please.
So on the home page, when you log in for the first time, whatever tiles that you are looking at, these are the default tiles. For the first time when you log in, by default, what you are seeing. Say example, there might be 20 that are present on this page now. Okay. When you go to this repository, this repository is nothing but the personal home page personalizing option. So when you go for this, when you hit on this personalized home page, this page will appear. This page will contain that's default 20 tiles what you are seeing on the home page, and also few more additional tiles. It might be 20 more plus, and it might be 40.
So this is the repository.
So here, those additional 20 tiles what you are seeing are basically coming from this repository tab here.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
Okay. So that is the way we have all these
Suresh,
tiles.
I have a doubt. Rupa here.
Guys, just give me a moment. Let us do one thing. I'll stop in between for questions. We'll take the questions at them. So this will be
Okay, fair
discussed.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. I'll stop for the questions. Then only we'll have some questions. I'll just stop in between every 5 to 10 minutes. So basically, by the time I complete this topic, the question what you had might be already answered by me. So instead of stopping in between, that might be coming from me in the next 2 minutes again. So let's not break the flow. So now we understood about the standard tiles, how they are appearing and how to align them between different sections, and which should be under the default, which should be under the repository. Next thing, to deal with the sections. So I have news as a section, my information as a section, all this. So if my customer wants to relabel the section headings, or customer wants to have my information in the first place and news in the second place, if they want to swap the order of these sections, so how do we deal with that sections is here under this manage homepage. On the top, you have this toolbars where you have this edit sections as a button. When you just click on this edit sections, you get a list of a pop-up of the complete list of sections what we have on this current system. In this pop-up, the list of the names of all the sections will be appearing like this. So to do is something that will appear on the top. You can't change it. It's default to do as the label, and that's every time in the first place. Then the news, my information, my team, all these sections are coming. So if I want to change this my information to my info, I can deal with this. And if my info should be in the place, second place, and news in the third place, I have this dotted lines against each and every section coming in. I can just select that dotted lines and I can drag and drop it to the place where I want. So my info, which used to be in the third place, I kept it in the second place. Like this, I can reorder the sections, I can relabel the sections, both can be done. Okay. And like this, if I want to completely add one more new section, a section which is not at all currently present on the home page by standard assets, but my customer wants to bring upon one more new section on the home page, then on the right hand top here I have an option to add a new section. Here we have an add icon, the plus icon. When we click on this, it's an add section, or one more section will be available. So when you click on add, that new section will add at the bottom of this list. So that is the last section. If you want that to be in the top place, you can just drag and drop it and place it wherever you want. I kept it in the third place here. So here I'll just create a section in the name of, say, custom. Today's date is Feb 15th. Custom Feb 15th as some section name I just given. So reordering of the sections, label changes of the existing sections, completely a new section to be added, all these can be done. And even existing sections, if you even want to delete also, you can delete that sections. The section can be deleted only if there are no tiles under this. If there are no tiles under that section, then you will get a delete icon. If there are some tiles already present under the section, you will not get the delete icon. That is taken care by SAP. So only a blank section can be deleted, but if a section is having some tiles, you will not get that delete icon under that. So this is how we can handle the sections, and maximum number of sections that we can have on a home page is number as 20. Maximum number of sections on a home page at any point of time can be only 20, not more than 20. So here already there are some around 12 or around 12 sections. If I keep on adding, 8 more will be added. After 20 is met, it will say already 20 sections are added, you cannot add more. That kind of an error message will be coming. Okay. So now if I hit save, so this news section is what that's going to appear on the this manage homepage level. News as a section, which is already existing. My info as a section. This my information will change as my info here. Now it will get relabeled. I refresh this. So this, if you see this, my info, it got changed as my info. News came down, my info went up like this. So my info came here, news came here, and after that, custom Feb 15, there's one more section has come up, a new section that we just now added. So now on this bottom of this page, if you just click on hit on save, guys, we just hit on save. If you refresh this home page, the news which is here, it will go to the second place and my info will come to the first place. So this to do I'll not count under the numbering. News itself I'll count as the first place. So this news goes to the second, my information goes to the first, getting relabeled as my info. Let's refresh this. See, my information got changed to my info, which used to be appearing in the second place came to first, and news in the first went to the third. That is the way you can have the swapping of the sections, relabeling of the sections and all. But if you see, you don't see that newly added section called custom section Feb 15th. It will not appear because that section is completely empty. It is not having any tiles under that. It's no tiles available is what it says. So if a section has to appear on the front end, it should have some tile under it. So only when I keep a tile under it, it can start appearing. Say now, some tile, say example, excuse me. So from my info, so currently under my info here, we have this quick links, careers, timesheet, time off, view tiles. So this just a second, guys. Let me push some tile into this custom one and just take something appropriate to push it under that. Okay, I'm on the repository tab. Sorry, that's why I'm not able to find it. Okay, this timesheet is what now I'm pushing it under the custom, this one, custom Feb 15th on today's date, what we have created. I'm moving under this. So now this new section is also containing one tile. So this is a standard tile. I just pushed it under the custom section. Now if I save this and I refresh this, you will start seeing one more new section, that custom 15th Feb, what we have created just now with this standard tile called timesheet, like this. So one of the standard tile which used to appear under my info here, I pushed it under this section. Now this section also started appearing. So a section can appear on the home page only if it is containing a minimum one tile. If there is no tile, that section will automatically get disappeared from the home page. So this is how you can handle the placement of the tiles, the sections order placement, the sections labeling, and new sections to be added, and how which tiles to be under the default, which should be under this personalized home page at a repository level. All these things you can define here, guys. That is on the manage home page. After this is what now we are required to look at creating a custom tile also. We just added a custom section. If we are required to add a custom tile, what are the sequence of steps also we'll be now looking at. But before that, any questions still here? Let me just start with Rupa. I guess you stopped for a question. Anything?
Yeah,
Rupa?
I got the answer, but I still want some clarification. I just observed that a tile can only be in one section. But what if I want in two sections? Is it possible?
What is the necessity having the same tile redundant on the?
I don't know how relevant it is, but to quote an example,
Definitely.
PAN number
No.
comes under employee information, and if that is to be seen under, yeah.
Let's not extend this. The point is PAN number is a data. Here tile is different, the data is different. That thing we'll discuss at another screen. It's a profile level. We call it as an employee profile. That thing is different. Home page level, the is different. So that will not That is not applicable here. If you see on the home page, you don't see any employee information like my contact details, my dependent details, my bank account details. You're not seeing here. So this is not
Got it, got it. Clear, clear, clear. Thank you.
perfect. And Parul, any question from your end? Did I stop you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Any other queries, gentlemen? Till here?
Suresh, one doubt, Sakshi here. So the tiles
Sakshi.
which is available in default as well as repository, both will be part of personalized homepage under title under tile catalog.
Here under manage homepage, default and repository, what you see, these all clubbed up will come here under the tile catalog.
Okay, but if you go back,
Default is an additional thing.
okay, and if you go back to default and repository, if we are giving the option that it can be removable by user, yes or no, then
Okay.
can we not just say no and not put, can we not just say yes and not put in repository?
You can see repository means end user has a chance to, whenever he wants to add it, he can add it. If he wants to remove, he can remove it. But if a customer says, no, I don't want that to happen, I want it under default, by as it is, it should be there. Okay, he should never get an option to remove it. That is where I use this removed by user as no. See, keeping under repository,
Mm-hmm.
if you have this removed by user as no also, that doesn't make any sense. So it will not even appear. So for the things what you keep under default only, this removed by user equal to yes or no will have a sense, because it's already added and I can't remove it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So now in this custom section, I just pushed one of the standard tile into this, guys. That's fair enough. But if I want to bring up a completely a new tile, which is not given by standard success factors at all, so then what are the steps to be carried out is, here we have this add custom tile as an option on the right hand top in this toolbar. So when I hit on this, it's a 4-step wizard process, guys. It's a 4-step wizard. It just in the pop-up it comes up. These are the 4 steps that we are required to do. The first thing is we are required to give the name of our tile. So this name, what you give is completely technical, that will appear just in the background. It doesn't appear on the front end. In this manage home page in the back, the way you have different tile names that are appearing, this name is what you are now giving. So if I'm going to give it as a custom Feb 15th as a tile, so this is something that is going to appear only here in the background, not on the front end. Okay, so and description is optional. Then go into the second step, where here you can decide what should be the title. So here on the front end, you have this as flexi benefit, enterprise alumni, like this. You have some names. Okay, this has a timesheet, different names you have. So that name is what now you are going to decide as a title. Okay, I'll just keep it as say main title. Immediately that will come as a preview on the right hand side. You also have a subtitle as an option. I'll just keep it as same subtitle, just for a preview. This is how it appears. Okay, and here you can choose what should be the icon that should appear on this tile. So here if you see this tile timesheet, there is some icon. For this demo master something, here there is an icon. Like this, for these tiles, they also have an option to display some icon on it. So that is where there are some standard success factors pre-delivered, around 500 icons. So from this tile, what are you trying to display? So when the user clicks on this tile, what will happen? What kind of information you are trying to display? Relevant to that, whatever tile you want to select from this, you can select. So I'm just randomly selecting some tile. Some camera icon is what it got added. So like this, the icons are standard success factors pre-delivered. We can't have anything additionally added into it. So a decent range of around 500 special different icons are given, and we can select this. So this is the title, subtitle, and icon is what you have decided, where this is a static tile, guys, a static tile. On the home page, if you see, you have 2 different types of tiles. Sometimes some tiles with this kind of a background image in it, some tiles with a black and white, just with a white background and a black title and icon and all. So these are static tiles, what we call. And these are graphical tiles we call, which have a background image, are called graphical tiles. So now what we have designed till here is a static one. But if you want to have your tile as a graphic, here you have as an option called graphical. If I choose this graphical, so even for this graphical, you have title, subtitle, and a graphical tile can be square or rectangular shaped. 1 by 1 represents a square, 2 by 1 represents a rectangle. The way you see on this, so this is a square shaped and this is a rectangular shaped tile. So you can choose among that. 1 by 1 or 2 by 1 are the two sizes available. And in a graphical tile, it's not an icon. It will ask you for a background image. You can choose a background image. That image, what can fit into it, should be in this ratio as aspect ratio of 2:1, and the size should be the dimensions 180 by 90 pixel. So when there is an image with these specifications, it can exactly fit into this window is what SF sees. So I have some logo on my local drive. Let me just quickly pick something. Just a moment. I can browse it from your local drive. You can just browse some image and you can get that added. Just give me a moment. Okay, I am just having some SAP HCM logo on my desktop, guys, randomly. I just don't want to waste time searching for some logos on Google. See, SAP HCM is some logo that is currently present on my desktop. I just selected it. This is how the preview comes up immediately. If you want it to be having a square, it's 1:1, where this image is truncating here. Where if you keep it as 2 by 1, the rectangular one is exactly fitting into it. Title, subtitle, where title and subtitle are also not mandatory. If you want your image to be clearly appearing without even this line bar, you can just remove title and subtitle. Only the image will appear. So that way you can choose whether your tile should be as a static tile like this or it should be a graphical tile like this. You can choose whichever the way you want that to be displayed. Okay, so that is the second step, tile. First step, we are deciding just the name or technical name on the background, and second step is where you decide the type of a tile, static or graphical, the title, subtitle, sizes, images or icons based on the type that you have selected. Then comes the third step, the very important step, which decides what is now going to happen. Now you have a tile on your home page, say you are placing it. Somebody clicks on that tile. What should happen is, here you have different options. You want to have a pop-up open. When I click on that tile, system should bring me a pop-up on the screen, or when I click on it, it should redirect me to some other target URL. I can give some URL under that, a redirecting URL. It should take me to some company's website or company's SharePoint page somewhere, that kind. Or else clicking on the tile, there should be some email to be triggered to somebody, or nothing to happen, no target. It's just an image that will appear on my home page, nothing happens to it, then that is no target, we say. It will not ask you for any further details. So for some look and feel also, some companies will ask us to place some tiles on the page. So it will not have any redirecting. Just clicking on it also doesn't have anything. It's just a static tile. So that way also you can have it. The most commonly used among this is pop-up, guys. So clicking on a tile, system can display a pop-up. In that pop-up, you can host whatever content you want. You want to have some paragraphs of text to be seen in that, or you want to have an image inserted in that pop-up, or it's a video that you want to host in that pop-up. Different things can be done. So here I have this pop-up as an option. For pop-up, it will give me what size. It's a small size or a medium size or a large size, or responsive pop-up means based on the window that you're opening, system will automatically adjust the pop-up size. Like that, we have different options. I'm just keeping it as medium by default, whatever has come. So that pop-up, when a medium pop-up has opened, so in that, what should be the content you can design, guys? It's an area where you can design your own content. So for that, they just give you some couple of templates. So first template says a header and the body. So this is a header level title, big title, and the body. Whereas second template says header, body, and some bullet points. That is how it comes. Header, some body, and some bullet points kind of. So we have two templates where 99% nobody will use this template. No template is an option that is mostly preferred. No template means there is no recommendation from SF. So it's a blank pop-up, a white page. In that pop-up, what should appear? I can choose completely what all design should be there. So what text should appear, where an image should appear, where a hyperlink should appear, anything I can decide. So that is this no template as an option. In this, say example, I want to type it as, so welcome to success factors. Welcome to success factors something. And if I want to do this formatting, this success factors as a word, if I want to highlight it in bold, I can do it. We have this bold, italic, underline, strike off, different word formattings. And this success factors word, if I want to even highlight it with a text color in a background color, if I want to update it in this yellow color, I can do this. So the normal word formatting options, you have everything. And this word as welcome, if I want to turn this into a hyperlink, so here you have this hyperlink as an option, insert link. We are clicking on it. It will ask me where it should get redirected. So I'm just giving some google.com as a redirecting link. Okay, like this. So the words, you can have some text. You can change the text into some bold, italic, highlighting kind of. You can have that words turned into hyperlinks, all this. So in this pop-up, you can have huge paragraphs of text, guys. So in the pop-up, system can even give you a scroll bar. If the company wants to mention some CEO message or company vision statements, kind of different things can be hosted in this. So you can keep on writing paragraphs of text. Huge list can be maintained. And then in this, apart from the text, hyperlinks, all this, if you want to have some media content, so images or videos that you want to host. So here in the toolbar, you have this option of insert edit image, guys. Insert edit image, the second icon, insert edit media. Two things, you have two icons. So if you just go for this image, you can have an image inserted. For this, a video files can be inserted. But the point is, you can have the hyperlink, I mean, you can say a reference of the file hosted in internet can be given, but not the actual file. That is, you can't have the actual image or the video file, the large file, you cannot upload it here. You have to host your image or video somewhere over the internet. So we have a lot of streaming platforms where we can actually host our contents. So there you can host your content, and that shareable link is what you are required to call here, guys. Say example,